With the return of the Champions League, we've got a lot to talk about. As always, if you enjoy this podcast, support us with a subscription and don't forget to check out our other platforms. Any support is greatly appreciated. But without further ado, let's talk ball. Welcome back to Season 2, Episode 13 of the Let's Talk Ball podcast. I'm Samuel Slaney and I'm joined with John Lomas and not one, but two special guests in the form of Jake Tomkinson and Harry Whittingham.
How you doing, mate? You all right?
How's things?
Yeah, not bad at all. We're going to get into the Champions League first, and I kind of warned you before we were coming in. We haven't actually prepared any predictions or nothing. That's why I think it'll be interesting though.
Yeah, okay. So you're going to read the groups out one by one and we just say who gets first and second?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll do that. Speed it up a bit. Obviously last night marked the start of the Champions League. We'll get into the analysis later. But yeah, Champions League predictions. So who do you think will escape the group? So here we got Group A. Now, Group A is interesting. I think if we say your thoughts out loud, process of elimination, why you think a team...
PSG and Madrid.
Away. Yeah.
PSG and Madrid.
There's
definitely.
two clubs that stand out straight away.
And I think Madrid will top
In that
it.
order? Okay. Madrid will top it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
I think Madrid.
PSG.
I think Madrid will draw in Paris and win at Madrid.
Galatasaray will be
I haven't got the
strong-
confidence in Madrid this year.
No, but I don't. in
Maybe
PSG
enough to
either.
top the group.
I think that they're two sides that are going into the tournament week, especially with this whole Neymar thing as well. And isn't Mbappe injured as well?
Oh, is he? Because
Have I got that wrong, or I don't know? Yeah. Anyway, they go into it weak.
That's
I
game
think.
changing
Yeah,
if he
it
is.
is.
Well, Galatasaray is usually a tough place to go to as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
they're not
atmosphere is
mugs, are they?
No.
So,
No, they're not, and it's a scary place. And Bruges, I don't know, unknown quantity.
I'd still
I
fancy
think
Paris and Madrid.
Oh,
Yeah, we've got
be able
full
to beat
confidence
them.
in
Yeah.
that.
I think it's one of those. It's Paris and Madrid, but I think that'll be determined on who wins the home and away legs between those two,
Yeah.
and if they drop any points to someone like Galatasaray. Like Madrid could drop points away at Galatasaray potentially.
Yeah, they just don't look the same team.
No, I agree. I think they look. A
I think
poor side.
Zidane made a massive mistake coming back.
In fairness, though,
he did.
Ruining his
when
legacy
When he
there.
left, they'd won, was it 3-4 Champions Leagues on
Yeah.
the trot?
Yeah, free
He
on
was
that.
Left on a high,
Yeah.
don't go back.
You've gone down
Bearing
as
in
a
mind
club,
Ronaldo's
yeah.
gone as well.
Yeah.
Real Madrid weren't particularly good when they won the Champions League the third time round, though, were they?
No,
don't
I
think they'd
agree.
had
Yeah,
a very
that's
good
true,
league
yeah.
campaign.
I thought the one time they were genuinely probably a worthy Champions League winner was when they beat Juve 4-1 that time.
Yeah.
They were the best team in the world when they won that. But the previous two, I think, the first one when they beat Atletico on pens, they were pretty lucky, I think. And I think Barca were the best team then. And then when they won it, not this year, just gone the year before when they beat Liverpool, I think
It
they
didn't
were quite
feel
lucky.
convincing, yeah. Obviously the Karius mistakes were massive
Yeah.
in that game.
Plus, I don't know. I don't think they were that close to winning that league that season. Like I said, it was kind of they did paper over the cracks winning that Champions League. But since Ronaldo's gone, they've lost that kind of cult of personality. And
They're just not the same team, are they?
you're not just losing goals and lots of goals. You're losing a leader as well. And I think that's like a kind of figurehead. And they really miss him.
And bearing in mind they've got an aging squad in that
They
midfield.
do have an aging
Really
squad.
aging squad.
Well, Kroos is 32
Kroos.
now.
Yeah.
Is he? Again, they needed Pogba, didn't they?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
apparently Zidane.
I still think that'd be sketchy though.
But
Yeah.
I can understand he's not consistent, is he, Pogba?
And-
No,
Well,
he's
yeah,
not,
there's
but-
that, and as well, Zidane has pretty much stopped them signing Eriksen. Was he wanted Pogba? That's what Guillaume Balaguer said. He said they were
Balaguer, isn't it?
they were offered Eriksen, and that could have happened. Like Perez said, do you want Eriksen? He was like, no, it's Pogba or nothing. I think it was Eriksen and another player in midfield.
I
but
mean,
he said no.
Eriksen wanted to go, didn't he, as
Yeah,
well?
he did.
I
How
think
hard is it to just shut that off and just
Yeah.
get back to your season for
Yeah.
Tottenham?
Yeah.
He'll just
Must be so hard mentally.
Yeah,
think
you're
he'll
prepared
ride.
for that move. You're ready
Yeah.
for it. You're thinking, as much as
Especially
you are
Real
still a
Madrid.
Spurs player, you're thinking about this move
Yeah.
constantly.
Same with Hazard. He's been
Yeah.
thinking about that Real Madrid
yeah.
move for a few years.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
that move, Leeds player that was heading to United in Swansea player.
Daniel
That,
James.
Daniel James,
was it? Yeah. He got his move shot off to Leeds, didn't
That's
he?
really funny.
Yeah.
That
and
was.
it ruined him. at the time, he was devastated. I mean, it's worked out for him now in the end.
Massively.
But at the time, he absolutely was gutted.
Well, yeah, it
And you can
ruined
see
Leeds'
why,
season.
Exactly. Yeah.
That ruined Leeds' season,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think, because they needed to sign him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ruined their season.
Well, it all worked out in the end
Yeah.
for me
did.
anyway.
Well, it worked out for all of us. Was Leeds and not in the Premier League?
We've said this though. I think it'd be it's good for a United fan. I think.
Oh yeah.
It's just another meaningful game, isn't it?
Well, I'd say it's your second biggest derby in art, but historically, but because Leeds have been kind of in the wilderness for years, it's gone down in popularity. But Man United's traditional rivals are Liverpool and Leeds, especially with that Yorkshire-Lancashire thing as well, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. On to Group B then, because I think we all remain confident that PSG and Real Madrid will escape Group A.
Definitely.
I'm feeling Bayern and Tottenham on this one as well.
Yeah.
But what order? Again, Tottenham haven't had the
Bayern top.
best start, have they?
No.
They don't seem confident.
Bayern will top this, I think.
Spurs never tend to do things easily in the Champions League groups, do they?
No.
They always
No.
seem to struggle, so I'd say Bayern top.
I think Bayern will beat them both times. And I could see Tottenham, I don't know, away at Olympiacos. That Olympiacos is a tough ground to go to. They could drop. They've got them tonight, haven't they? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
do.
they could drop points there, but I think Tottenham will make it through. Still, but yeah, I'd say Bayern will top it.
In fact, I think it'll be in that order.
Yeah.
Probably
I
will
wouldn't
be in
surprised
that
by
order.
either.
Probably will. Yeah.
On to Group C then, and it's City's group.
Yeah.
They've got to top it.
Yeah, they've got it.
City will win it.
City will
It's-
win the group, and it'll be them and Shakhtar.
They've just got another
They've been-
injury though, haven't they?
Yeah.
To Stones.
Stones
Like-
is out now.
Their defensive
I think-
unit now.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool that's going to win Liverpool the league if they win it. If Liverpool win the league, it'll be because of Stones and Laporte being out.
Yeah.
Especially Laporte.
especially, yeah.
Especially Laporte.
I mean, if they can hang on till January, I mean,
Also,
who would
yeah.
they sign though?
That's
Just
the
a
thing.
proper centre half, haven't they? That's the problem.
There's going to be a few options, isn't there?
Yeah.
Did anyone
Yeah.
see that when they wanted to sign Van Dijk, the plan was to have him be third choice behind Laporte and Stones?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, not Laporte. I think it was Stones and Otamendi. And well,
That went
madness.
well.
I can't see them winning the league with that as a centre back partnership.
No.
I mean, it's going to be Otamendi and Fernandinho now, isn't it? You'd imagine.
I mean, I don't know if that was an off game for Otamendi, the Norwich game,
Yeah.
but
I
he
think
looked-
that's a
he was
normal game
awful.
for
Yeah.
Otamendi.
Right.
So out of pace
I was
with the
shocking.
game.
Do you think that was a one-off, or do you think he's
I don't think
like a
he's that good.
Mustafi kind of?
I said if Otamendi played for Norwich or something like that, I think we'd all say he's rubbish. You know
Yeah,
what I mean,
think,
he's one of
yeah.
those players who you couldn't put in any team.
I
He's
agree.
got too many mistakes in him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, he's
100%.
ridiculously error prone, and like I think he's slow. I think he's really sluggish on the ball.
Yeah.
He just froze,
He did. Yeah.
and then
yeah.
obviously Buendia just
yeah.
took it off him
You
and
don't have
with
time.
ease.
You don't have that kind of time in any league.
No.
let alone the Premier
No matter
League.
who you
No.
are, anyway. As
No.
well,
Where's
like
the
what
call
team
for
you play
man on
for.
as well? Like, surely someone's
Yeah.
calling man on.
Yeah, he
on
was
that
angry
as
about
well.
that, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah.
And again, was that Stones?
Stones and
Yeah.
Otamendi.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the
See,
time.
me and
Yeah.
Harry said this. He has not developed enough. Stones hasn't.
No.
No.
Yeah, I think we are at a point where he's got a lot of pressure now to.
Yeah.
We've
show
been
that
giving him a bit
maturity.
too much time, haven't we? Saying he's a bit of a ball-playing centre half, and that's what he is. But just how long has he been at City for now? About 3 years.
I know.
We all thought, he's going to step up. I
Yeah.
can't say. I don't think he's massively
No.
improved over the past few years. It
No,
can be
I
said.
don't. I really don't. Like, yeah, I agree. Especially like you could forgive him 3 years ago when he was at Everton because like you could say okay he's young and he's inexperienced, but he's now had 3 years with Pep Guardiola and he hasn't improved enough. And when they're without him, when it was Laporte and company, that was when City were at their best, and now they haven't got either of them, and then they've now not got the best centre back behind those two. It could seriously give Liverpool the league. It really could.
It could be there, yeah.
Yeah.
It
I
really
really
could.
think it will,
I think it will be.
unfortunately.
I think it will. I think they'll
But you have
win
got
it
to
this time.
factor in. Say, I mean, that loss to Napoli is obviously it's just one of them games, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
They're going to pick up from there,
Well,
you'd think.
They lost to him last year, didn't they? And still went on to win the thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I wouldn't read too much into it.
Yeah, I think
Napoli
it's
is a
just one of them
terrible-
games.
Napoli, it's a tough place to go. Napoli is like no one likes going to Napoli. It's an intimidating ground. It's a really difficult place to go.
But I'm just thinking they've got the Club World Cup as well, haven't they?
Yeah. There's a lot.
That's a
of-
few
Oh,
extra
yeah.
games.
It is a few
Travel as
extra
well.
games,
And they haven't got as much depth as what they probably should have for all these competitions.
But the thing that could work to their advantage there is they'll have games in hand on City. So say, for example, they are, I don't know, a point behind City, but they've got 2 games in hand on them over because of the Club World Cup. They could catch up. And
Yeah.
they could put that towards the end of the season. But then again, I suppose the games will pile up at the end of the season.
Yeah.
It depends on if they go far in the Champions League again. And, well, they don't take the other cups that seriously usually, but
I mean, who do we think City are going to use it? Defence now.
Fernandinho and Otamendi, I think.
Otamendi will be one.
Yeah.
I mean, Otamendi's going to be lucky to even get a start. to be
Maybe
fair.
Kyle
The only
Walker?
reason- Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
he's
we've
played
seen him
centre
play
half for
centre
England,
now.
doesn't he? So
He could move across the centre back.
I mean, he was awful, but, like, he could go
Cancelo
there.
right back.
I'd probably say Fernandinho. 'Cause
Yeah, I
you've
think-
got Rodri in, haven't they, now? as
Yeah.
well, so
Yeah.
he can fill the Fernandinho hole.
I like
Quite an
Rodri
interesting
as well.
one, that. Because obviously
We'll
he's
have to
getting on
see.
now as well, losing a bit
Yeah.
of pace, and
Yeah.
probably suits him, that does.
Yeah, yeah.
Good on the ball as well.
He is, yeah. Suits their style of play very, very well.
Yeah.
I often find that when he's not playing for them, they're a completely different.
I
unit.
agree with that.
Watching them last year or 2 years ago, and you take Fernandinho out of it, and they just didn't look as solid as.
And
He
this
just
is-
dictates the game,
Yeah, he
doesn't he?
does.
This
It's the
could have-
pace of it.
Yeah.
It could have a domino effect as well with that. You're taking Fernandinho out of the midfield as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could really, unless he pushes through to midfield sometimes from centre back, which has its problems in its own, they could really miss him there. Unless Rodri steps up massively.
I mean,
Yeah.
City have got like there's that young centre back Garcia, is it?
Yeah.
The
he
brothers
played
aren't
against-
they at the
yeah.
academy?
Yeah. Big
One of
step
them's a
up
centre
that, though,
back.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
massive step up. But are we about to see like another Wonderkid? Never know.
Dunno.
Never know,
I wonder if
yeah.
they regret not signing Maguire now. Because
mean-
don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
you know what we've all said about Maguire, about how much United pay for him, but
Yeah.
you know,
I think
City
City
got
needed
there?
him more than Man United.
I think so as well.
I
yeah.
think they
No,
need
I
him.
don't know.
I think United did need him.
Yeah, I
United
think we needed him more.
defensively,
Do you think they needed him? I don't, now City need him more.
I mean, you saw in the first game when he came in, the defence, the whole unit just looked more
They are a
confident.
different team with him. It's
Yeah.
not just him; it's the rest of the rest of the
We
back
had no
line.
leader. If anything, he should probably be captain.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
probably
I mean,
Yeah,
with,
that's
with
true.
Shaw
Captain.
out now, Young is back in somehow,
Yeah.
and he's the captain again. It's
Well, I think not just Maguire, but Wan-Bissaka has been big for Man United.
Oh,
as well.
massive.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Very
I
good
think
player.
he had a really good game when it was Wolves away. That game, I thought Wan-Bissaka had a really good game.
I've never seen slide tackles like it.
No, he's definitely
Yeah.
the best defensive right back in the
Oh,
league.
yeah.
And
I
one
agree
of
with that,
the best
100%.
in the world, really.
Yeah,
100%.
maybe not going forward.
No,
Alexander
that's
Arnold.
His
still-
defensive
forward.
duties are
He's still
insane.
a young player. He can
Yeah.
build on that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
If you mer-
fantastic for England.
If you merge Wan-Bissaka and Alexander Arnold into the same play, you'd have the perfect
Oh,
fullback.
oh,
wouldn't you?
you'd
You
be-
I
would
think
would
you'd
have
the
I think you'd have
perfect
Gary
fullback.
Neville.
Yeah.
Probably. You'd probably have
Yeah.
Gary Neville.
Who do we think then is going to go through Group C with City? Because I think
I've said.
I think
Atalanta is.
I think Atalanta could really
I think
cause
yeah.
trouble.
you
I mean,
can't
Them and
be,
Shakhtar, I find it quite hard to separate them two, to be fair.
they're not going to be.
They could be a
mugs,
surprise
are they?
package, I think.
Yeah.
If they
I
ain't
always-
finished in the top four, they ain't going to be mugs in it.
No.
They're not going to be mugs by finishing in the top four in Italy, are they?
No,
No.
you are right. And they pipped Milan, didn't they? AC
They did,
Milan.
yeah.
Mm.
I don't know. The thing is, I always look at Shakhtar as a side that cause certain sides problems, especially at home, and they've got that European experience that they'll have over at Atalanta. I don't know. That's a tough one, but I'd probably just go Shakhtar just based on their experience before. But
I think just
I
to
could be
spice it
wrong.
up, I'm going to say Atalanta.
I'll
Yeah.
go with Atalanta.
I think it could be
I
interesting.
think that's what most people would think.
Let's go for Group D then.
It's very two club heavy. This one is again.
But
I think
Leverkusen as well.
Leverkusen
then.
could cause trouble. But I
Yeah.
think Juve and Atletico should have enough power to.
I think you got.
Well,
two
they've got
potential
to, haven't
winners
they?
there.
Yeah.
You've got
I
two
think
It's
two
a
potential winners.
crazy if
yeah.
they don't escape
Oh, yeah.
Group D.
I think both of those sides are equipped for this competition.
Yeah.
Both of them are.
I think I could see Atletico topping it though.
I agree. I think. Genuinely, I think Atletico are a brilliant side.
They
They
are
are.
a fantastic side.
I'm not
we'll
going to
go
lie, I
for that
kind of
later,
like ruled them out when they had that mass clear out
Yeah.
over summer.
Yeah.
But the players they brought in,
Simeone,
equal
fantastic
quality.
manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think watching Burnley, we take loads of influence from Atletico, loads of influence in that kind of dogged defensive type of football. I love it. I think it's brilliant. I agree with Harry. I think they're a top side.
I think they're a better side than Real Madrid, actually.
I
they're
think
the best Madrid side at the moment.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
We saw it in pre-season. I know it's
Yeah.
pre-season,
Oh,
but
of course.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely
they got
mullered them.
battered,
Yeah.
didn't they?
Well, that's the thing. They finished above Madrid not for one season. Is it 2 years in a row now? They finished second.
Yeah.
Atletico have.
Real just seem to have too many problems going on at the minute. There's just too many arguments going on between players, staff, especially the Bale situation.
Always happens.
It's
at
just
Madrid.
lingering. It's just lingering. I think
It seems
over
quite
now.
toxic.
It does, yeah.
It is a
moment.
proper like Real Madrid scale mess. That
Yeah, it
isn't
is.
Yeah.
It is. It always happens at Madrid. Like, and Madrid are weird because like they're always a side that like even when they had Galacticos, you looked at the Galacticos side. They never used to really win the Spanish league. Like you look for the noughties and nineties. It was always the
about
Barca.
third, didn't
Yeah.
they, as well?
It would be
really used to
Barca.
challenge, yeah.
Barca used to always win it still. Even when Madrid would win the Champions League sometimes, it would be Barca. Like, and what they're going through now, especially without Ronaldo, is that kind of Galactico infighting again. It always happens when you sign a load of just individual players. You need to make a team. But I think Barca will suffer from it when Messi leaves as well. I think those two have just had such a stranglehold on those clubs.
Oh yeah.
Well, I say stranglehold, but they've really influenced those sides massively. I think they'll both miss them.
Yeah.
Real Madrid signing these wingers in Hazard and all that, putting pressure on them to be the next Ronaldo kind of.
I know.
No one can do that job anywhere near as good as what he
I
can.
mean, you look at Hazard's kind of his goals and assists and his end product. It's nothing like that, isn't it?
No.
It's never been like that.
No, it's fantastic.
It's
When you
it's
look at it,
good,
you just think
but it's never a patch on
yeah.
like Ronaldo or Messi.
He never will be though,
they
as
can
well,
just
will he?
No, he's not that
Yeah.
type of player,
That's
is
the
he?
thing, yeah.
No.
Ronaldo's like is a very different player to
Yeah.
most. Like he started off as a Luis Figo and he's ended up as just a.
Well, we've
clinical
seen three
striker.
different versions, haven't we?
Yeah.
Like we've seen the United version, the young kid who wants to skill everyone and
Yeah.
Out
and
on
got
the
a few,
wing, yeah.
can get past anyone. We've seen the more mature Ronaldo at Real Madrid, the kind of the left wing variant,
Yeah.
where you can tell he's got that positioning. You know,
Yeah.
it's
He
more of
drift
like
in-
a
he
left
drift in.
forward.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
drift in and Benzema would accommodate that
Yeah.
really well.
And then obviously we've seen him now. It's
He's
played
striking,
dominantly, well, or primarily at striker at Juve,
Juventus,
Yeah.
yeah.
and he's not running around as much. Yet
No.
he's still getting, a number of
Yeah.
Yeah.
of goals. So
I think they could win the Champions League this season,
I
Juventus.
was going to say, Ronaldo's been known to win Champions Leagues on his own, hasn't he?
I know.
You said about
Yeah.
that Real Madrid
I
side.
mean, it's his
And I-
competition,
and
isn't it?
Yeah.
I think he's settled in now at Juventus. I think he's got his feet under the bed there. And I don't think he quite did that last
Yeah.
season.
He had
Like,
them scandals over him, didn't he, at the start?
Well, yeah,
at
yeah,
the start of the season
yeah.
that kind
Yeah,
of probably
That weighs a lot on you.
yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah,
rape.
well.
Well, he said it was the worst year of his life because
Yeah.
of the rape
You
allegation.
can
Yeah.
understand why.
And
to
you
be
can
honest.
understand, yeah, especially like considering it doesn't sound like it had any real kind of, weight.
I'm not
to
going to
it.
lie. I want to have like full confidence in Juve. I haven't yet. I just don't think Sarri's found his feet at the moment.
It's going to take time.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
such an open competition though this year, like really open. Like I look at Juventus, I look at Barcelona, Liverpool, Man City as my kind of four, maybe. I
Yeah.
look at those four.
But we can agree that Juventus and Atletico will top
Yeah,
that group.
Yeah.
definitely.
I think so.
I'll agree with Harry. Atletico top it and Juve finish second.
So Group E then, Liverpool have lost their first match day in
Yeah.
Group E, 2-0 to Napoli. Like you said, Harry, though, it's one of them things, isn't it?
Yeah. I still think Liverpool will win that group, to be honest.
I still think they will. Yeah.
I think Napoli away is a completely different game to Napoli at home.
Yeah.
And
They could beat Napoli at home 3-0.
I do fully expect
We'll probably see that.
Liverpool-
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Liverpool will top that group.
I expect them to pretty much win every game from here
now on,
in.
Yeah.
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 I think that
Kind
was
of
just
that
a blip.
wake-up call.
Yeah.
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 I think that was a blip. And, yeah.
They'd have taken a point last night.
They would have done,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
They
It was
should-
to
they
be
should have
fair,
had
the
that
penalty
point.
just ruined their plan, really. Otherwise, I think it probably would have ended 0-0. It was that kind of game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Like, it was a very boring game.
And obviously, the mistake.
Yeah, from Van Dijk
Yeah.
as well, which was very unlike him. But yeah, I really rate Liverpool. To be fair, I think
Yeah,
I rate
I
Napoli as well.
agree.
Napoli will finish second.
Just
Right
on this
side.
topic, do you think the Prem is like? Because I've seen a lot of this online. Do you think the Premier League is kind of replicating La Liga now? Recently,
I've heard this.
like this
True.
two-team kind of theory.
It's going that way. I think it can easily change, though.
I think
teams
it will
like United,
change.
Chelsea, Arsenal, especially when
Yeah.
Chelsea lose their transfer.
That-
ban,
that's the
Spurs
beauty of the
can
Prem, isn't
catch
it?
up.
It does change quicker than the La Liga, doesn't it? It is usually literally Real Madrid and Barcelona. It's
Yeah.
only really
Yeah.
been Atletico in the recent
Yeah,
years,
exactly.
hasn't it?
Yeah, and you'd occasionally get Valencia.
But you know what I mean?
But-
Liverpool 5-6 years ago under Brendan Rodgers, if you'd have said they'd be competing for the title and Champions League winners 4 or 5 years later,
You'd have
laughed,
laughed.
wouldn't you? Because
Yeah.
they weren't
You
very
would.
good. Like
Yeah.
they were
Dreadful.
like 7th, 8th, mid-table average.
Oh yeah, they were. I think you looked at them, and let's say for example the team that beat them 6-1 that time, Stoke.
Yeah.
I don't think there was that much
I
difference.
mean, what a
between the
game
two
that
sides.
was.
But like they had some individual world class players, Liverpool did, but from a 1 to 11 bar the world class ones like Sterling and so on, they were pretty similar sides.
Oh,
And you look at them now, it's crazy really how much they've developed. Like
It's the Klopp effect,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I
You've
think
got to
he's
give
done-
him massive credit. Definitely.
Yeah.
I think he's actually done a somewhat. It's a different job than Guardiola, but in my opinion, it's a more impressive one. Because I think with Guardiola, he's taken an okay. They weren't great at the time, but they were a Champions League side when he took over, and he spent a lot of money there, and he's turned them into a title-winning side consistently. But Klopp's taken a side that was mid-table, and even in the first season, he got them into cup finals, and now he's turned them into not too far off City. And if they win the league this season, pretty much equal, as they've won both the top competitions then within 2 years. And if City don't win the Champions League this season, let's say Liverpool win the league, then Klopp's completed the set before Pep has.
I think if you take injuries into account at Man City at the moment, I think Liverpool are a better side.
I agree,
100%.
especially
I think
defensively.
Liverpool would beat them.
Especially defensively. And the big thing is, I look through the fixtures. Liverpool have got City at home when Laporte's out. That's big. That is like if maybe the reverse fixture, it was Etihad this side of the year, you could have thought maybe even with the defensive issues, City could have got a result. But at Anfield, without their star defenders, they're going to really struggle to get anything from that. And if Liverpool beat them once.
Yeah.
And especially at the moment now, okay, it's very early in the season, but they've got a 5-point gap. You add another 3 points onto that, even if Liverpool drop points down the road.
Yeah, and that could be enough, couldn't it?
It could be, depending on how.
Do you think
ridiculous
Liverpool will concentrate on one competition?
No,
Don't you think? Do you think they'll just go for it?
I think the Champions League is too big of a competition to not focus on. You know what I mean? I think if it was Europa League or FA Cup, I'd be like, yeah, they'll focus on the league.
But I think we're in a different position with Liverpool because they haven't won like a
They're
Premier
desperate
League,
for
have they?
that
Like an
title, aren't
official
they?
Premier
Yeah.
League.
I said before, last season, I genuinely think Man City and Liverpool would have swapped trophies.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
100%.
Because City need the Champions League and Liverpool need the league.
I mean, you look now at the injuries that City have got.
Yeah.
If Liverpool can just kind of hang on at least
Yeah.
till January
Yeah.
and see where they're at,
No,
this could be their
Yeah,
year.
they've been gifted a great opportunity,
Yeah.
which is obviously unfortunate on City's point of having these injuries.
Yeah.
Liverpool have just got to keep on doing what they're doing at the minute in the league. They've looked pretty much comfortable in every single game. They've had the odd blip here and there. They may be conceding a few too many, but
They haven't even got Alisson in goal though.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean,
still
look,
back them to score 3 or 4 against pretty much anybody.
I know.
Even teams
To
in
be
the
fair,
top
I
6.
thought Adrian against Napoli was pretty decent.
was,
you know.
yeah.
yeah.
Made a great save, didn't he?
that
Yeah.
one save he pulled out,
Yeah.
it was
And
fantastic.
he wasn't far off saving the pen.
No, you got to
No.
have very firm hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just unfortunate not to keep it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liverpool top that group, Napoli
Yeah.
second.
Yeah. Although I think, I totally agree with that. But Salzburg,
Yeah, last night.
yeah, they got some wonder kids. They have
Yeah, some
that.
football
What's his
manager
name?
hero.
Haaland.
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
got a
yeah.
hat-trick,
He's the
hasn't
one who scored the 9 goals in that under-20 Norway match.
Yeah.
he? Born in Leeds as well.
He is, yeah.
Was he?
Yeah.
Right, okay. I did not know that. Learned something
But
new
yeah,
every
scoring
day.
a hat-trick on your debut.
Didn't they come
Yeah,
really
it's not
far
like
in the
that.
Europa League? Like one year.
Salzburg.
Yeah.
Was it last? Didn't they get to the final or semi-final?
Semi-final, wasn't it?
I think. Oh yes, I think.
Yeah.
Because did
Marseille
Marseille beat them?
someone.
Yeah, because that was when Atletico won it. I think I might have got that wrong. Yeah,
But yeah, for Haaland now, that's 12 goals in 9 games for
he's a good
Salzburg.
player. He is. He
He's
looks like a
19.
good player.
Madness.
That's some record already, that
I
is.
know.
Yeah,
There's going to be some big clubs knocking on the door in January.
definitely is.
Just hope he doesn't go down the road of like Odegaard and players like that.
Yeah, a bit too much pressure on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a Jovic, potentially.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can't call him
Can't-
a flop yet, but
He's not playing,
No.
is he? Like, I don't get
see
it.
again,
that's
that's
a- that's
is
a
that a
weird
Madrid
one.
thing? What's going on there?
That is a Real Madrid thing, 100%.
They were
That's
about
his
loaning him
Zidane
out,
thing,
weren't they?
was they want
Yeah.
Benzema, don't they? Because he loves Benzema, Zidane does.
He was linked with
Yeah.
a loan to the Serie A. Jovic was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so soon after transferring.
Yeah.
I mean,
Massive transfer.
how
as well.
bad are his training sessions for
Yeah.
Zidane to
it
look at
must
that
be
and go,
terrible. Well, I
yeah.
don't know.
I mean, you must feel pretty shit as the player as well. As Jovic,
Yeah,
you've got
well,
your dream move.
You take a massive
Yeah.
confidence knock, don't you?
Oh yeah.
He because he partnered Haller, didn't he, at Frankfurt last season?
Yeah.
And I watched Haller the other night, and he didn't really get much against Villa, but he looked like really good. I thought, well, if he's gone to West Ham, how good must this Jovic be if he's
I
gone to
know.
Real
Yeah,
Madrid?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? He must be.
Well, some people said they're pretty much similar players, Haller and Jovic. Some people were saying, yeah, they're both of pretty equal quality. So I was like, so how's one ended up at West Ham and one ended up at Real Madrid? But you're right about that Haller. He's a top player. He is. He's going to score a lot of goals for West Ham. Like he could take them to 7th, depending on if they get consistent enough.
Yeah. I think
This
that's always
is the
problem
group.
with West Ham.
This is the group of death, though. I
Yeah,
think.
Yeah.
it is. Group F, Barcelona, Dortmund, and Inter Milan. And who's that there?
And Prague, who
Slavia,
held
Prague,
Inter
yeah.
last night, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did they?
Inter had to score in the last minute at San
They're
Siro.
always
Yeah.
that side, though, aren't they, in the Champions League? Quite tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Barca and Dortmund.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
The way that Dortmund played last night,
they should have won
Wow.
last night. Apparently,
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, but I heard they outplayed them. Apparently, Barca.
I'm a massive fan of gegenpressing, and
Yeah.
that's the game to watch if you want to look
Oh,
at that.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Didn't they have the 16-year-old kid on as well, Barca? And Messi
Yeah.
was benched. That's all.
Brings me on to that. So he's broke the record now. He's the youngest ever player for Barcelona in the Champions League to start at 16 years and
16.
321 days.
I'm 3 years older than him.
I'm 4
and
years
he
older
plays
than
for
him.
Barcelona.
He looked so young on the pitch.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
He
he's
does
got
look like a
proper
16-year-old.
baby
Oh,
face.
yeah.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
Yeah.
he looks
He
12.
younger than
Yeah.
16.
Yeah, he looks 12.
I mean,
He-
what a rise that is.
Oh yeah.
Didn't
out
he
of
score
nowhere.
as well?
Oh yeah.
Didn't he score like not in the Champions League, but in the league? Or have I got
In the
that
game
wrong?
before, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what got him the start, I think.
So where does he play? Is he centre?
I think he was
Winger,
left
innit? He was-
wing.
He was
Left
playing on the
wing.
wing, I think.
Yeah.
Was he winger? Yeah. He's going to be a top player.
Well, this is what I want to talk about. Is he?
There's
You've
a lot of pressure
look-
being
you've
built
said-
on him straight away.
You've said Odegaard. Yes, it's Real Madrid.
Odegaard didn't
that
ever
Alan
play for Madrid, though.
Halilovic.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
remember him?
Yeah.
Oh,
Where's
yeah.
he now?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Good
Bo-
point.
Bojan.
Yeah.
You've seen it,
Yeah.
haven't you?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
As if.
I haven't
I
seen
think there's a
him play.
lot of pressure on him at such a young age.
Oh yeah.
He's-
Yeah.
He sounds like a
To be-
good kid, though. If he
He's living the dream, isn't he, at the moment?
But we did see this with Bojan. So,
was it Bojan playing at 16 though?
what was it, 17?
It was like
he was young.
he was very
Very
young, yeah.
but he,
young.
he was scoring goals like this.
he was, to be fair, yeah. Well, people used to
I
genuinely say
I
he
don't
was the
think we
next
can
Messi,
hype
didn't
him up yet, can we?
No.
No, no.
He's got to prove it on a consistent basis, hasn't he? That's
Yeah.
what he's got to do.
Yeah.
For years as well.
You've
Yeah.
got
Oh,
to-
yeah.
Especially, you've got to manage these young players' egos as well. I think when they start breaking into these first teams, then their egos start to rise. They start thinking they've made it, and
Yeah.
that's what ends up leading them down these paths of ending up playing for clubs in
This
lower
is
divisions and stuff like that.
This is an
because-
excellent point about Phil Foden, I think. I think
Yeah.
they're actually managing him really well.
Yeah, they are.
I think loads of people are saying get him out on loan and get him loads of game time. I don't think it's a bad thing, him occasionally having sporadic appearances around top class players, and he's been kind of groomed to take over that David Silva role. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think Guardiola's playing quite a good trick there with Foden. He's not getting him too ahead of his game.
I mean,
And-
he'll get game time in this competition.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
greatest competition in the world.
But
So
I think Foden will be in the team soon enough. So I don't know if he necessarily needs to go out on loan to a side like, I don't know, Burnley or something. I don't know if he needs that.
I reckon he'd go Germany.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of these young players are going to Germany, and it's a career move and a half at the minute. You look at what it's doing to some of these young players.
I would agree with
Nelson's
that.
now.
If he went to Germany, I'd be like, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Why do you think they are going to Germany?
I think it's a bit of a mental challenge, to be honest. Going completely out of
Yeah.
your
I mean,
comfort
it's
zone.
the most tactical football,
I think
arguably.
I think
Yeah.
it's
top
quite a
5
similar
leagues.
style to the Premier League, isn't it? I think
I
it's-
agree with that.
Quite
yeah.
physical.
You're better off
Yeah.
sending them to Germany than La Liga, or I don't really know
Yeah.
about Serie A, but yeah, I think it's just a bit of a challenge for a youngster. Shows a bit of character, maybe.
I think the
Development.
coaching's better there as well with younger players.
Yeah.
Like you see the German national team. Like
Yeah,
that's
I was gonna say.
like the Germans are never bad. That's one thing I've always noticed about them. Even when they've got poorer sides, they've always made it far in tournaments. Like they were supposedly crap in the noughties, and they made the Euro final and the World Cup semi-final, and two World Cup and the World Cup final as well. They're, even when they're usually crap on paper, they'll always do well. And you take English talent over to that kind of coaching, and they don't just coach really well on like a football ability level, they also do it really well mentally, whereas the Germans are always a really mentally strong side. And I think that's where it comes from. And yeah, it is that it's very fast football, it's gegenpressing, that's the reason we call it gegenpressing, it's German. And you get a lot of that in the Prem, pressing, and I think it's really similar in the German league as well.
Struggling at the moment, though, aren't they, Germany, to be fair?
Yeah, they're not up to the usual standard.
No, they're not.
I think it's a hiccup, isn't it?
I think England are better than Germany at the moment.
I think we
are.
Transition.
But
that's the word, transition.
You can kind of see players like your Lomas, your Schweinsteigers, they've gone, and now you're trying to find replacements to match.
And I think
blokes that have been in the team for years as well.
And not just that, they're like very influential players, and you're losing them all at once. Like they lost them all at that World Cup.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, it weren't just like
you lost
one
Long,
each time, was it? It's all at the same time.
They won the World Cup, and that was kind of it. We've topped it now. There's no point.
And still whack him low as well.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he's just
picking his nose and stuff on the touchline.
His arse.
Yeah. You've got to look at their World Cup team selection or whatever, and Slaney wasn't.
I can't believe.
I mean, that was a massive statement, wasn't it?
One of the greatest German young players coming through, and he's not even getting. It was
well,
he's definitely got his kind of like comfy crew that he sticks with, that he's happy with. He knows what he'll get from them. But sometimes you've got to step away from that. You look at England and stepping away from the players that were constantly playing, going to a more younger group. It's worked out a treat, really. Yeah. As much as they're not ready to win things yet, I don't think.
I thought the Germans were going to
give them a few more years.
Yeah, give them a few more years.
I thought they were going to win that World Cup up until they didn't pick Slaney, and then they said I changed my mind and went with Spain, which didn't work out as well. But I just couldn't believe he didn't get picked for that World Cup.
Who won it?
The French.
Oh, France.
Yeah. That's the crazy thing about Germany. I still have a feeling they'll get further than us in the Euros, because it's us and the Germans, and they just find a way sometimes. Like,
we've got VAR now, so
yeah.
I think I generally think the tide's turning. I think England.
I really
will
hope
win.
so.
I think we'll win a major tournament before the Germans next win one. I really
I'd
do.
love that.
I know it's bold, but
it's a bold statement.
I really
we're not
think
too far off, are we?
No, I think
we're defensively we're away. Yeah,
but
that's our weakest.
Yeah,
definitely.
Going forwards, the players we've got: Sterling, Sancho, Kane, Rashford, and out on the bench.
I think
that pace we've got going forward.
I think we need to take advantage of we've got Wembley as our semi-final and final at this Euros, because if we get to the semi-final, I think we should be looking to win that tournament.
I just don't think. I think France are very good, but I don't think anyone's really incredible. You know what I mean?
No, I agree with that.
So I think it's sort of anyone's game. Yeah, they are a good side, but they've never really.
I don't think they'll win it though.
There's no one you can say they're going to win it. That's a direct winner. Yeah. You know, like in 2010 when Spain were dominant.
I look at the teams I'm looking at for the Euros are France, us, Holland, Belgium, and maybe Portugal.
Holland's had a massive rise though, really. When you think they didn't make the World Cup, they were
I think
out of
didn't make the Euros before, really.
No,
I agree with you on the Dutch, but I think the problem with the Dutch is their forward line isn't great. It isn't as strong. They've got a really strong defence there. They've got De Ligt and Van Dijk, but they're still playing Babel.
See, that's another one. That's another Wonderkid. He's not getting the game time at Juve so far, is he?
No.
He's shocked at that, and you would be, wouldn't you, for that price tag?
But I think the Portuguese are a strong side. I mean, you look at
they're always that surprise package, I think, where
in the Euros,
no one really says, Portugal are going to win that.
Yeah.
It's only till the latter stages where you think they could actually do this.
And they've got a lot of good young kids. They've got a João Felix. They've got some really good young talent there, and they've still got Ronaldo.
I was going to say they've got Ronaldo.
They've got Ronaldo, and they're the holders. They're good in that competition. They're better in the Euros than they are in the World Cup. Like, I've noticed that. Like, they go far in that competition. They don't usually go that far in the World Cup. It's weird. But that is a really open tournament, I think. I think it's a tournament England have a genuine chance in.
Well, I think the England side now is better than the Portugal side that won the Euros. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So, I don't think you have to be like a tip-top team to win this at the moment. I mean, exactly.
Yeah.
You can finish third in your group and win it now as well.
I
can't
know.
you?
I mean, that
That's
was
the thing.
Portugal didn't win a game in 90 minutes, other than
No.
Wales. In the whole tournament.
Wow.
And there's Wales made it to the semi-final.
Well, exactly. That sums it up, doesn't it? Yeah.
And that's why I'm hesitant about Belgium. They've got a Wales 3-1 loss in them, I think. They do those kind of results, Belgium. I think they've gotten better since they've got Roberto Martinez, which I didn't think I'd ever say. But they've got that kind of result in them, I think, Belgium. That's why I'm always very hesitant to back them. But I think it's now or never for Belgium if they're going to win.
I think it is for a lot of teams now.
Yeah,
definitely Belgium though. With that golden generation, everyone was kind of saying, yeah, they're winning a World Cup or a Euros. When you saw that they were having De Bruyne, Lukaku, Hazard, all those players all at once, Mertens. But yeah, who knows?
So back onto this then. Group F, who do we think's going to escape?
I'd say Barca and
Barcelona are
Dortmund.
given, aren't they?
Barca and Dortmund.
Again, I'd say that order.
I'd say that
It
order as
probably
well.
is,
Yeah.
yeah.
I agree with
Do
that.
you think Lukaku will have a strong campaign?
No.
Not at all.
I'm not a fan of Lukaku. I don't think he does it. I know it sounds really cliche, but he just doesn't do it against good sides. Like, I feel like a striker who needs about 10 shots to score 1 goal. Like, I know it's a different play, but we was talking about Abraham the other day at Wolves. And obviously, he literally had 3 shots and 3 goals, but that's what you want. You know what I mean? You can't see Lukaku ever doing that, can you?
No, I agree with that.
And it's always that touch, isn't it, that lets him down?
He's got a terrible touch. Yeah.
I think he'll suit well in Serie A because I think if you make a team around him, which it looks like Inter Milan are doing, he could be all right, like he was at Everton. But in the Champions League, I'm not sure. I think they shut him out, like you say. Especially like the thing I've noticed with Lukaku, if you put another big centre back on him, he struggles.
Yeah, if you match him like for like.
If you match him like for like with a centre back like that, he can struggle. Whilst if he's usually around he's good against a smaller one, because he can kind of bully him a bit. But if he gets bullied back, he can go quiet. He's a weird one, Lukaku. Like you said, he's got an absolutely shocking first touch, but he seems to score a lot of goals. Especially for Belgium.
He's one of them. He doesn't score nice goals.
No,
he's your typical poacher, isn't he?
Harry is right. He does need about 10 opportunities. He needs a team around him.
I still think he could have been good for United. Like you say, if the team was built around him.
Yeah, I when he was young, when he was at Everton, I really thought he was going to be a real good player. I think maybe he thought he'd made it when he was at United and sort of slacked off a bit. I don't know.
I mean, you look at his goal-scoring record for Belgium, isn't it? Like 33 and 32.
Yeah,
That's madness.
Again, at the World Cup, he looked brilliant, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And look at what team he's in.
Yeah.
Superstars.
Yeah. Exactly true.
But
didn't get that at United.
No. Man United didn't accommodate to him at all. Really, they didn't put crosses in the box.
He's a Pogba type player where you put him in a really good team with arguably better players around him. He delivers.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's I think that's where you really get a difference from a world-class player and a good player. Because a world-class player can play very well in any team, I think. I always think that's like I'll get into different positions as well. I'll say this. It's a really weird comparison, but comparing Gerrard to Pogba, when Gerrard used to be in with Rafa Benitez, Gerrard would be moved out to right midfield, and he'd still be their best player. I don't think you could move Pogba out of position; he'd be Man United's best player still. I think it's
a good analogy.
I think that's a decent kind of analogy to say. I think there's certain players that doesn't matter what kind of job you'll have them do, they'll still put in a 7 or 8 out of 10.
So you throw this in here then. What about Neymar? Is he that type of player? Because we all know he's world class on his day anyway.
Yeah.
I really think Neymar's probably been one of the most overhyped footballers. He's world class, don't get me wrong, but I really think he's been one of the most overhyped footballers in our generation.
He's a fantastic technical player, but you are right, Harry.
If you just let the football do the talking at times.
I think Mbappe will be twice the player Neymar has been.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think he's a good
player.
He's
showing signs, isn't he?
I think
he's so consistent.
PSG have become Mbappe's team, I think, already.
He's gone to Mbappe's shoulder. It's a shadow,
Yeah, there's that kind of meme, isn't there, where he left Barcelona to escape Messi's shadow.
Yeah.
Went to PSG, and now he's in Mbappe's shadow.
Yeah,
It's like,
I bet every single one of us would rather sign Mbappe for our clubs than Neymar. Wouldn't we?
Oh,
yeah.
10 out of 10. You think about it, Mbappe's still 20 years old. I mean, he's going to be the best player in the world soon. I mean, like,
you expect him to pick up a Ballon d'Or at some point.
Yeah.
I think he'll win multiple. I think he'll win about 3. Like, I really do.
Do you think Neymar will ever win one?
No.
Never.
Not now. I don't know.
What if PSG
Not
went
while
far
he's
in
at
this competition?
If PSG
In fact, what if PSG won this? Massive statement.
Well, the thing is that
Almost can't
Oh,
even
yeah.
think of it, but what if they did?
If PSG won it, then there'd have to be obviously some discussion about it, wouldn't
Yeah.
there? But well, yeah, rightly so. But
I think he'd probably win the Ballon d'Or if they won it. If he was the star
Depends
player.
on everyone's season, doesn't
If
it?
Mbappe was a star player, Mbappe will win it. But
yeah,
it's. I think his time's gone for the Ballon d'Or. Neymar, as crazy as it sounds, and I know he's only 27, but maybe if he goes back to Barcelona and he takes over that Messi role when Messi starts to wane a bit, maybe. But I don't know. I really don't. I fancy people like Mbappe to win it, and yeah, like I look at Mbappe and I think he makes football look easy. And I really like that in football. And I think Neymar he overdoes his skills, and I think it makes it look difficult.
I'd like to see what Neymar would be like if he played in the Premier League. I don't want to be one of these people who says if you can't play in the Premier League, you can't play anywhere. But I feel like I think we can all agree. I don't think France is particularly strong league.
Neymar.
I feel like he'd be injured most of the time because
I was going to say
number one, it's just not a warm country anyway, is it?
No.
Like you can pull stuff so easy in the cold anyway. But I think he'd just get fouled left, right, and centre.
Yeah,
his end product
100%.
wouldn't be there.
No, I agree with you. I think Neymar would struggle in the Premier League. Like I think when people say Messi would, I think that's just ridiculous. I think Messi's that special. He'd be fine.
It depends what team you put him in. In the City team, he'd shine.
Yeah.
I think he'd shine.
I think if you put him in a United team
this United team right now, I don't think many players would shine in this Man United team right now.
He would shine at Liverpool, like you said.
He'd shine at Liverpool. I think
Chelsea potentially.
I think he'd shine at Chelsea. I think he'd even shine at Arsenal.
Yeah.
Tottenham as well. He's Messi, the best player in the world.
Burnley.
Yeah.
Imagine. Free transfer.
He probably
from
would
Barca.
be. Well, he would obviously be our best player.
He'd be Burnley's best player.
Chris Wood. Chris Wood is a hell of a player.
Jeff Hendrick, he only scores worldies. No, I think he'd be amazing for Burnley. I think they'd just literally give him the ball and he'd create everything. I think he'd probably.
Do you know who he'd suit? Norwich. Right now.
Yeah,
probably.
He would be sick for Norwich right now.
As if Norwich play that kind of football.
I know.
You'd never really imagine them to do that, would you?
But watching them last year, they were fantastic last year.
They were.
This is how they played last year.
That is Farke for you. Just shows how important a manager is.
Yeah.
Oh, Farke ball's class. They could
Again, he's
stay
a
up.
product of Dortmund, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
I think he's a better Wagner. Although I did rate Wagner. I think he's better than Wagner.
Yeah.
Fair
Wagner
play
never
to
really
him.
had many great players at his disposal.
No.
When you look at that Norwich team, apart from really Pookie, Max Aarons, Buendia, there's no one really there that really stands out at you. You know, players like Cantwell were players that I did a little bit of it.
But you've
last
never
year,
really
you've
heard
never
of it,
watched much of them. But he's making them look quality at the minute.
Look at you look at like the fees that they've spent on these players. It's nothing, isn't it? Like, isn't it a combined fee?
They
The
haven't
whole
spent a lot at all.
like they haven't spent anything. Like, and that's the amazing thing. Like, he's done it on really limited funds as well.
In the summer, he only spent something like 1.5 million or something like that.
Yeah.
It's working. They kept their core together.
Yeah, they did. And
they might find it hard.
And we've seen that with Sheffield United, haven't we? I think we said last podcast.
Yeah.
You don't have to do a Villa. You don't have to do a Fulham.
No, well, this is the thing. Villa might go down, and Norwich and Sheffield United might stay up.
Yeah.
And you think about it, Wolves stayed up, and they pretty much, more than stayed up, and they pretty much they added some players, sure, but you kept most of the same team.
We didn't do what Fulham did we?
No.
We were just smart.
And you add around it. You know, we
that's what you meant to do. Yeah.
And Cardiff weren't bad. Like, they kept most of the same team.
I still think Cardiff had a better season than what... I know they went down, but I think they had a better season than what most people thought they were going to have.
I agree.
They stuck in it pretty much until the end,
I was impressed with Cardiff.
How many people wrote them off before the season even started?
I had them bottom. Cardiff,
and they'd lost the first few games as well, and they had a bit of a run. I thought, well, they're finished.
Well, I remember... I think we were talking about it once in, like, the Ember, and we'd just beaten them, and we were awful. This was at Cardiff's ground, and I was thinking, are they even going to get Derby's points? Like, they just look like an awful side. But no, they went and beat Man United in the last game as well.
Let's finish this group prediction then. We're on G now, and we'll do H, and then, do you know what? We'll throw the question in there. Who's going to win this year?
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
It's a pretty difficult group to call, really.
I don't know enough.
I think I'd say Lyon.
There's no winners in this group,
it.
Is there?
Lyon, Leipzig, I think, would be very, very good in there. Benfica,
Lyon and Leipzig. I'm
thinking that. I think Zenit third.
Yeah.
Benfica are just crap.
I've heard a lot of people last night say Benfica aren't very good. I don't really know what they're basing this off because I've never watched Benfica in my life, to be honest. But
my stepmom supports them.
They lost their opening game, didn't they? Again, you can't.
It's a nice ground.
Rule them out, but
no.
The Emirates pretty much nicked the architecture from that ground, that Benfica ground. No, it's.
I don't know. They're a difficult one, Benfica.
You always look at them
big
and think they should be. They are a big club, and they're always in the Champions League, and they always seem to either win or finish second in Portugal. And you always think that's a tough place to go, but recently not so much.
Yeah.
If you look at their team, they've never had like an outstanding team over recent years, anyway.
Just been solid, haven't they?
Yeah.
Like players like Oscar Cardozo and
that's it. Yeah.
All them lot. They had Di Maria.
They've had some decent players, haven't they?
Who are we calling? Who are we going for?
I think Leipzig.
I feel like Lyon are going to top it. I do.
Yeah.
I've gone Lyon and Leipzig.
I'll go
Lyon, Leipzig. Probably your safest bets, to be fair.
I'd say that. But I'd say Leipzig to top. I will.
Yeah, I'm thinking Leipzig are going to top.
I've seen some good things.
Solid
about
campaign
Leipzig,
from Werner.
Yes,
yeah.
he's a good player.
If he shines for him, then
he's a good player. I think he'd be.
Is he in the last year of his contract?
I'm not sure.
No, my friend was saying this the other day. He's found out he signed a new one. Apparently, I think.
So on to the last group then.
I think Valencia. Go on the top of this. Really.
I might go Ajax and Valencia and Chelsea out.
It's bold, that is.
Yeah.
Especially after last night.
I do get what you mean, though. Yeah. Again, obviously they're on their transfer ban.
Ajax are a top
massive
side.
lack of depth. Chelsea, huge lack of depth.
I know.
To the point where we're seeing their youngsters shine, which is refreshing to see.
Yeah.
How did Ajax get on last night?
They won, didn't they?
3-0, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Against Lille. Yeah.
So the big question is, are Ajax going to be the same size as they were last season after losing the big stars?
I can't see them being the same.
No. But they always seem to recover, though, don't they?
Yeah, they do, and they've still got Van der Beek, haven't they?
I mean, 3-0 again. You would say Ligue 1 is better than Eredivisie.
Yeah, 100%.
For them to just go and obliterate Lille like that.
Lille was second last season as well.
They had a really good year last year.
There's not like a really poor side in that group, is there?
No.
It's all four decent sides.
It is. It's
your low budget group of death, isn't it?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Ajax and Valencia.
With Chelsea out.
Oh,
I don't know.
I think last night's result was massive.
Could last night have caused a bit of an upset
around
there as well?
They missed a penalty as well, didn't they, Chelsea?
Yeah.
Barkley kind of took it off everyone else.
Yeah. And he stared him out, didn't he?
So again, a game like Liverpool where it could have gone either way.
Yeah.
And you look. They cannot afford. I think Chelsea needed to genuinely look at being unbeaten at home to get out of this group, because Valencia away is always a tough place to go because the Mestalla is just one of those stadiums. Same with Ajax as well. That's always a tough place to go away. They'll probably they could beat Ajax at home, but I think Chelsea now probably need to look at winning 2 of their away games now, and then probably the rest of the home games to go through.
So who are we saying to top it then?
I'll go Ajax. Ajax top it, Valencia second.
So tough to call.
This is the toughest one, actually.
No, I'm going to back Chelsea, you know.
Do you think
I'm still going to back them even after last night.
See, if they do go, I'm not sure if they'll go far in this, but that's great for Arsenal and United.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
If they do.
Yeah,
obviously it depends how far United go in the Europa League.
If Chelsea drop down to the Europa League, that's good for Man United and Arsenal.
I was about to say it's probably better if Chelsea finish third, isn't it, and drop down to the Europa League.
Yeah, because then they'll have those games. Not just that, those ridiculous journeys as well, especially with the lack of depth they have. Yeah, I think they will drop down to the Europa League though. Again,
I almost can't call it.
It's a really tough.
I'm stuck. Valencia, Ajax, Chelsea. It's
because I don't think Ajax are that same side from last year.
No. There's still enough quality in there for them to get through.
Yeah, there definitely is. I think they'll get through. I just don't know if they'll top it.
Yeah,
That's three
between
tight
Valencia
teams,
and Ajax to top it, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Chelsea, Valencia to go through.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
With Ajax just missing out.
With Ajax, it'd be tight.
Yeah.
Well, it's got to be tight, hasn't it? With Chelsea losing now, but
yeah.
Wow, that's the group of death. That is low budget one.
That'll be a fun group to just watch how it'll play out. Really, I think.
Yeah.
That is one of those groups. You've got like 4 potential Europa League winners in that, haven't you? That's what you've got.
Yeah,
I'm going to go Valencia and Chelsea, I think, with Ajax just missing out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I've got.
Yeah, I'm going to say that. I could come up with 3 different answers for that.
Yeah.
It's a very tricky one.
I was going to say, I'm not making any of these predictions confidently with this
Yeah,
group.
I'm not.
Think
And to be fair, this is what I kind of
happen.
wanted because, like, I think the listeners can kind of hear our thoughts and the process of elimination, and
I agree.
there's no preparation in it, is there? So on to this then. Who do we think will win this year's competition? The massive question.
I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool did it again.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Me and you said that last night.
Can you rule out a side like Dortmund and Napoli?
I wouldn't rule out Dortmund.
Wouldn't rule out them for a shock finalist.
Napoli are one of them that I could see going far.
Just
maybe
not that far.
Maybe not finalists.
No.
The thing is with Dortmund and Napoli is that I don't think you see many. You don't get a team that's not a proper elite side winning the Champions League, do you?
Winning it, you're right.
I mean,
you'll get one in the final.
To the final, yeah, but
like an Ajax then.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Ajax are an elite Champions League club though at heart. Like you look at how many Champions League they've won. I think they're different than Dortmund and Napoli, like in that sense.
I do think Dortmund could be a real surprise.
I do
team
think Dortmund are a really good side, though.
I think they're good. I think they could win that Bundesliga. I really think they've got a chance.
I mean, do we see a chance for PSG realistically?
No, not a chance.
What do you think they're missing? Because a team who's spent that much.
They're missing being in the wrong division.
Exactly.
Do you think it's like too much of a step up from their league?
You can't go from playing like probably championship standard sides apart from your Marseilles and Lyons to play like being in the same mindset to play Barcelona on Tuesday night. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's what it is.
I think that's why Bayern have struggled because that's been such a
the
one-sided league for a few years.
The Bundesliga has gone down in quality, like in the lower teams, and you are right.
That's a great point. That is,
and I think to a lesser extent, it's getting a bit better. Juventus suffered from that as well when they used to absolutely like they still boss that division, but they don't. Boss it as much.
Recently as well, Napoli have been pushing them to the.
They play decent sides now, don't they?
They
still win, but
that's
Roma,
why you've seen them get to more finals.
The Milan sides have massively got much better, haven't they?
I think it's something that's not talked about. Your league is massively important in terms
of on your toes.
Your progression. Yeah,
PSG could win the league 10 times running on the bounce. I don't think anyone would really judge them as an elite side.
And they wouldn't really have to spend that much now, would they?
They wouldn't.
They've kind of got the foundation.
That division's crap. Like you think about it, you have to get used to playing top sides to beat top sides.
Yeah.
It's easy being a flat track bully. It's kind of like being a cruiserweight boxer and you beat all the cruiserweights, but when you go to heavyweight, it's completely different.
That's the analogy we needed. That's different weight class.
It is a different weight class.
Yeah, 100%.
It's completely different. Like, sure, some cruiserweights go up and do quite well in heavyweight, but it is different. And especially
I don't think
PSG.
anyone thinks of it that deep. I think they think, PSG, loads of money,
they just look
really
at the
good players.
Yeah.
They just look at the team, but you forget there's other good teams in good leagues.
And again, it's one of those things that just can't happen because it's impossible. It'd be interesting to see how PSG got on the Champions League if they played in the Prem.
Yeah.
Like
better
playing top quality opposition.
I
week
think
in, week out.
Their owners really, really banked on this Super League thing coming together when they bought that club. I think they thought we'll get it's Paris, it's got its kind of lure and all that. We'll attract players and we'll build this team for now to dominate this league. And when this big European Super League comes along, that's when this team will shine and will make it one of the biggest clubs in the world. I think they really banked on that. And now that apparently they're on about looking elsewhere, and they've been looking at Leeds, Notts Forest, and Villa and stuff in England, they're starting to have second thoughts about PSG, because they're kind of thinking this Super League thing isn't going to happen. It looks like it at the moment, might happen in the future, and PSG just cannot get through this ceiling whilst in that division.
I think they only took over PSG because of the lure of living in Paris, didn't they? Because it's not as I know they've been a relatively decent side in the past, but they've never been
consistently.
A big club, have they?
Never
PSG
consistently.
Before now.
Well, they were made in the 1970s.
Exactly.
Like,
that's not a proper club, is it?
No, it's not. Like, we grill City for being plastic, but compared to PSG, they've got a wonderful history. Like 1972, isn't it? I think. Like you see on the badge. Yeah. But they used to have some, like, didn't they have Ronaldinho at one point as well? But it's always because that they've always had that because it is in Paris. Like that's always
there's always been an appeal to go there.
That's always going to be an appeal, like no matter what, like because it's Paris, and the same with I don't know, like London teams and so on. These big cities are always going to get that kind of attraction.
So based on that analogy,
you think Barcelona and Real Madrid as well?
That's
a shout, yeah. But based on that analogy, do you think that Bayern won't go too far?
I was just about to say that you'd want to you'd want to be playing like top sides week in week out, but in the Bundesliga, Bayern. I think with Dortmund's rise, I think Dortmund's rise has been a good thing for Bayern.
Yeah,
it has. Yeah.
You saw teams like Frankfurt and that last year that could really push them.
Yeah.
And Leipzig are always up there now.
Leipzig,
Leverkusen,
Mönchengladbach usually are a pretty good outfit.
Yeah, but I think Bayern are going to be a work in progress as well. Because they've got to get over losing Robben and Ribéry, and the Gnabry's got to get a little bit better. I think they really
have they got Koeman as well still.
He's at Juve. Where is he? You could be right.
Yeah, he's there, isn't he?
Yeah. They've got Coutinho.
So they've got their winger replacements.
They've got Coutinho as well. I think they wanted Sané.
Yeah, Coutinho. Well. That's going to be a really interesting.
Yeah. So they could do well, Bayern, but
it's not that same scale as La Liga or Premier League, is it?
Quarter-final, semi-final for Bayern. It's really draw dependent as well.
But they've struggled since they won the treble, didn't they, a few years ago? Because that was a real good side. That beat Dortmund in the final.
And Pep kind of.
I was just about to get onto that.
As well.
The pressure's kind of getting to him now, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's at top clubs. He's not going too far in the Champions League, or as far as he should be.
Has he?
I know.
Since he was at Barcelona.
Since he was at Barca, yeah.
I know, and he gets called Fraudiola. He said it on the press conference
it was funny,
as well.
Yeah.
He does need to win the Champions League with City.
City haven't really come close, have they? I know they got to the quarterfinals a few.
I mean, the fact that Klopp's
didn't they get the semis with Pellegrini?
Yeah, but I don't think Guardiola will view himself as having a successful period at City unless he wins the Champions League.
I agree with that. 100%.
Yeah.
To be fair, they've pretty much just done what they did before, but on a more dominant scale.
Oh yeah, and you can't deny that their side is fantastic and probably is on paper the best in the world.
Yeah,
it's all fully fit. But,
so it should, to be fair.
But to see Klopp come to Liverpool, completely transform the team, and then still win it before.
They're both so unlucky to be in the same era. Like Klopp and Pep, Liverpool and City.
But then would we have that same rivalry?
No, but it's great for us as neutrals. But if for those two
for their progress,
it is. They are both really unlucky.
It is a new rivalry. We were saying this the other day. Liverpool, Man City is like the new Man United, Chelsea, or Man United, Arsenal.
Man United, Arsenal. I think I think it's really similar to when it was Wenger and Ferguson there.
Be Man United, Leicester, isn't it soon?
Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
But I do think they've kind of got in the way of each other's. Like, you do kind of think if Liverpool had won the league last season, alongside obviously winning the Champions League on the 98 points, you'd have said they're one of the best Premier League sides ever.
They still are, really.
And they still are. Like, if we're being completely honest, they still are.
Yeah.
But because they haven't won the league, you'll never, unless they win the league, you'll never view it like that.
So on that topic, can you not see City winning it this year at all then?
The Champions League, I think they've still got a chance, but
the good thing is
I fancy City to win it.
By the time kind of
their injuries.
That's going to play a huge part.
But I think the Champions League, they'll get away with it because that group's so shit.
The thing is, exactly, the teams they're playing.
They shouldn't need Laporte and that throughout the group stage.
They'll be fine
and
for that.
He should be back
last 16.
Towards the end of last 16.
Last 16 February
quarter-final
time.
kind of
It depends on the
period.
replacement they're going to get as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Surely they're going to
'cause-
move in the transfer window.
In the transfer window, they will definitely be looking at someone.
And you think about it as well. Last season they finished top of the group and ended up with Schalke in the last 16, so they could probably get away with it for that time.
I was just thinking of targets for City on Titty. I mean, imagine if they bring someone like that in.
Someone like
Varane.
Varane would be the one.
De Ligt, if he isn't playing at Juventus,
Yeah,
then
that's a shout.
they could move him in on loan, just like a 6-month loan.
On
just
loan with
to
the
get
option
him.
to buy, maybe.
Yeah, if
that's how they're
Juve
getting
thought he
under
was that
financial
bad.
fair play now, aren't they?
Yeah.
That'd work for Juve as well, wouldn't it? It's better than him just not playing.
Yeah.
And why is he not playing?
It continues his
That's really
development. And he's
weird.
playing at top.
Are they still going with Collini and
Yeah.
Barzagli.
Bonucci, is it?
Bonucci.
Oh, is it Barzagli too? Is Barzagli still
He's
there?
retired now, hasn't
Has he retired? So
Yeah.
Bonucci's still there, yeah. The races.
And then finally, Atletico Madrid. I mean, surely they're going to go far.
I've said
Yeah.
before,
Yeah, you
I
said.
fancy him.
They've got the atmosphere, they've got the experience.
I fancy them for semi-finals.
In fact, as a club, they've got the experience. They've got a few youngsters in there, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could that kind of...
João Felix.
Yeah.
He's a top player.
It is Liverpool, City and Atletico for me. I think Atletico...
Don't you think Madrid, like Real Madrid, are in the equation?
I think Barcelona are always in it. I think whether Barcelona are a good or bad Barcelona side,
Barcelona are always in it.
I
With
really
Messi.
just don't think Real Madrid are very good. I watched some
They're not the same
highlights
side, are they?
No.
I watched some highlights program the other day, and they just looked like didn't look very good. Like,
I agree, yeah.
it's
What is
Real
it, lack
Madrid.
of confidence or what?
I think it's just
There's
a
something
lack of-
deeper in the club, I think.
Something's
Yeah.
going on, and I think we don't know the half of it.
Yeah.
Something's just rotten,
Something
isn't it, at the
smells.
club?
If-
Yeah.
I mean, if something isn't going on,
I think
Zidane's got
it's-
bipolar then, because with the Bale situation, he was so up and
We
down.
said that last
Yeah.
week, didn't
Yeah.
we? I mean, like, he's now like one of their most important players.
I know. Yeah, Zidane's saying, we count on Bale now.
But he said
Yeah.
it's best if he left. That's what he
I
said,
know,
didn't
like,
he? And he
the
was
week
like
before.
willing to let him go on a free to China.
Is that Perez?
Perez is a bit of. I think he's a bit of a lunatic. Isn't
Yeah,
he?
he is.
Yeah.
I think he's actually at the heart of the problem, because like this is multiple managers they've gone through now. Because who did they obviously had Lopetegui at the beginning of last season. He was in for a bit, and
They
they
had
all loved.
Ancelotti, didn't they, as well?
They got rid of
They sacked him,
Ancelotti.
didn't he win the Champions League with him as well?
He sacked
Yeah.
Rafa as well. Yeah,
Rafa, yeah.
Ancelotti won the Champions League, and then the next season they
Rafa,
didn't,
yeah.
and they sacked him.
Who's going to win the Champions League?
Man City.
You're going for it, yeah.
Man City.
Is this Pep's year?
This is the year.
Thing is, do they lack the atmosphere?
I said this. I think that
Because
really-
there's so much more in a Champions League, isn't there, that goes into it?
Chelsea
Yeah.
won one though, I suppose.
Yeah.
But
I think atmosphere can be a bit cliche. Like, I personally don't think the Anfield atmosphere is amazing, to be honest. Especially like
It
Anfield
is on
nights is a bit of
European
a
nights.
On
cliche.
European nights, it will up itself.
I feel like
That one against Barca.
that was amazing.
that-
To be fair,
I'd like
was
to feel
mad.
that every club on a massive European
you are right.
would
Though.
up.
Every
Yeah,
club on a
yeah.
every club
Sounds
on
right.
not just a European night, a cup night makes it a fortress every time.
Do you
a
think
massive-
as a
something
player-
about being under the lights, isn't
Yeah.
there? I think.
everyone does like it's just a thing. Like,
Do you think it boosts you as a player, hearing the fans, step it up a gear?
I think it gives you that bit of extra motivation. You know that they're behind you.
Do you think it's subconscious because you think you're so
Yeah.
concentrated on the game?
Oh yeah.
I've always wondered, like, how
I
do you
think,
have that
I think it would
time
give you
to...
an adrenaline rush.
I think it's more. It affects the opposition.
It intimidates the
when-
opposition as well.
Yeah.
Wolves played United the other week, 1-1, and Wolves didn't do anything in the first half. And then Neves scored, and the atmosphere was it was electric.
different,
and all
yeah.
of a sudden, you just saw panic in that Man United defence, and it looked so solid. Harry Maguire just all of a sudden he lost it.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
was thinking he can't concentrate because
Yeah.
everyone's on him. And I think that's
It
what
is harder
does.
for defenders, isn't it?
Yeah,
in that
and
respect.
yeah, definitely. I think there is an element that it motivates your players as well, but I don't know. I think
So you don't
it
think
can
it's
be-
a necessity for a team
No.
winning?
not for
Champions
me.
League?
If you're that good, I think.
Yeah.
I think as a player, because once you've played so many games, you just learn to switch off. I presume, don't you?
Yeah.
It's like going to work, isn't it? Almost like
Yeah.
Yeah, like just another day.
yeah.
I think it has like a small impact, but nothing on what the players, training, coaching staff have on the impact of the games. They're the ones that put all the work in throughout the week. They're the ones that they don't prepare for atmosphere or anything like that in a football ground.
No.
That just happens.
Yeah, it's just a
Yeah,
part of it.
It's just a part of the experience.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Some players deal with it better than others.
I think certain clubs certain clubs have that atmosphere that it does change it though. Like, and there's almost some like I get like the Anfield thing is a bit overhyped, but on certain European nights they do really step up their game. That crowd does and make a difference. Like there's been so many classic Anfield European nights, as there is with most clubs to be fair. But like Barcelona last year, there was that City one that time, the year before when they were doing all the missile stuff beforehand. I mean, obviously that's not on, but like the atmosphere inside the stadium that night, I remember on the telly thinking, "Wow, that's amazing."
Yeah. To be fair, I am just bitter because I really don't like Liverpool. So
most people don't, and obviously he doesn't, and most people don't. But it's yeah. I'm not sure who'll win the Champions League. I could see it being Liverpool again.
Is it more open this year?
It's really open. It's been open for ages
but
now.
Do you think this is like the most open it's been in recent years?
Last year?
Yeah, and I think it's because of a lack of quality, to be honest, if anything. I don't think there's many elite sides, you know what I mean? I think there's Liverpool and Man City.
City and Liverpool are the best two teams in the world.
100%.
I saw this in a comments section. Some Madrid fans were arguing against Liverpool and City fans, and the Liverpool and City fans were saying, we'd take you any day. Like,
no
right
doubt.
now, we could take you easy.
Liverpool would smash Real Madrid, and City would.
And then he was bringing up the histories, like, well, you couldn't have done that when Ronaldo was there.
No, City.
But if we are talking right now, are City and Liverpool more powerful than Barca and Madrid?
Yeah.
I think current team stature.
I think currently, I think they could take them.
Yeah, I think
in terms of
signing a player.
In terms of like footballing quality on the pitch, yeah, but in terms of, I think Real Madrid are the most powerful club in the world. They can sign who they want when.
Real and Barca still have that pull. You know, it's Real, it's Barca. That's what
the La Liga.
Excite anybody.
The La Liga chiefs, though, are saying the Premier League is ruining our plans because there's so much money in the Premier League now.
It's all the TV deals.
Yeah, the TV deal has meant clubs like City and Liverpool are starting to dominate the transfer windows a bit more.
There was a stat last year. It came out of the top 20 clubs that earn money, and Wolves were 8th or something in it. Above Real, above Barca, above all the top Italian sides. And it's been like the only teams that were really above us were the top 6 in the Prem. And that's
there was we go back to Haller to West Ham. Although that sounds like a downgrade, they can compete with big teams.
Paying 40 million. And where did they finish last season?
10th. Could you imagine Getafe spending 40 million on someone?
No.
Not
and that's the Premier League effect.
Yeah.
All this money that we've got in it now.
Everton spent 50 million on Richarlison.
Yeah.
Watford. You know what I mean?
Yeah, look at the signings
Everton
made.
50 million on Sigurdsson.
Yeah.
Teams that are coming up from the Championship now are being able to spend 100 million without even blinking.
I know.
You'd have said that 5 years ago, 10 years ago. A team spending 100 million.
Exactly.
It'd be the top teams, wouldn't it?
You'd break into, if you got it right, you'd break into top 6 immediately.
I mean, I think this was 5 years ago when Burnley were first back with Dyche in the Premier League. Burnley were a richer football club than Ajax. Yeah, and this was before we even had we had a big TV deal back then, but it's not as big as it is now. I mean, like I said, the Premier League is.
I mean, even if you get relegated, you got parachute payments,
exactly,
haven't you?
Yeah.
You're better off coming up and going back down now, aren't you?
Yeah,
the
you are.
Premier League has influxed the market so much. When you look at probably more like 10 years ago, you look at a signing of about 10, 15 million, you think, bloody hell, it's weighty that is. There's a lot of expectation on them. You look at that now, 10, 15 million's just kind of like a.
Gets your Mings, that does.
Yeah.
Well,
Gets you half a Mings.
Mings is a 20 million.
Yeah, 20 million plus an extra 6 million bonuses or whatever. Isn't it?
£25 million is Tyrone Mings, and he couldn't even get in the Bournemouth team all but 6 months ago.
I wonder how much Villa would have had to pay if they wanted Abraham. Or now.
You're looking at 50 easy.
I reckon
Chelsea could
now.
have demanded that, couldn't they? Especially after his start.
I know.
That'll be interesting. Just speaking of Chelsea, what transfers are they going to make? Because it lifts, doesn't it, in January?
Oh, does it?
I'm sure it does. Yeah.
They've appealed it. Their transfer ban by the sounds.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they've been granted.
It's not official that it lifts,
but there's a good opportunity.
They need defenders.
Defence is where they need to improve. I'd keep that front three as it is.
I agree with
Mason
that.
Mount, Tammy Abraham, they're proving themselves at the minute.
I think they need
just
midfielders as well.
So refreshing to see that.
It is, yeah. When you think of Chelsea in recent years, none of their youngsters got an opportunity. Now they're getting an opportunity, and they're proving other people wrong on saying that Chelsea aren't going to be a top club this year.
They're immediately more likeable, aren't they?
Yeah,
they are.
They're almost underdogs,
I'm
aren't
not
they?
a fan of
Yeah.
Chelsea.
I
but,
hate
like,
Chelsea. but
I actually like watching them now.
yeah, I
Apart
agree
from
with
when
that.
It is exciting football as well.
The weekend, but
Yeah,
This is the most I'd say I've enjoyed watching a Chelsea side since they had Ancelotti that time.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah.
Like, this is the most I've enjoyed. Like, you hate Chelsea because of, obviously it's a horrible football club and everything about it's horrible. And it's just Chelsea. But they also had that shit football they played as well that would really irritate
They're
you.
so quick on the break at the minute.
I know,
Like,
but
they just
now
go.
it's nice to watch football.
I think
Like,
there's an element of Connor Cody's poor defending on Saturday to
Oh.
do with that, to be fair as well. You can't underestimate how bad
Abraham
Wolves
rinsed
were.
Cody,
he
didn't
absolutely
he?
had him. It was
it
was like a
goal.
slow motion flip flap
yeah.
to get round him. It's mad.
But it could have gone even slower, and he just still got past him.
Wasn't he apparently better than Tarkovsky?
Who's that Cody?
Yeah.
The calls for Cody for England have always been wrong in my eyes. When we play with the back four, in
Yeah,
England,
definitely with back
there's no
four,
point
yeah.
putting Cody in because he's not an actual centre back. He works well in that sweeper position when he's got defenders like Bolly in front of him, because Bolly's one of the most underrated
He's your
players in the
best
league
defender by
for
a
me.
mile.
I think
He's a
he's-
terrific
I think he's one of
defender.
the
He
best
doesn't get a
defenders.
mention,
No,
really,
he
does he?
doesn't.
Bolly's a better defender.
I'd have him
than
down as in
Maguire.
probably
Yeah, he's a
better
really
than
good defender.
most top 6 defenders in my eyes.
He's brilliant, Bolly is. I
He-
agree with you. I think he's fantastic.
He's amazing. And so having players like him around Cody, there's so much less pressure on Cody because he'll come in and do a job.
I'd say.
Take him out the side on Saturday against Chelsea.
Yeah, you really missed him.
And the thing is, on the other
Bolly
side,
and me,
you've got
Bolly
Bennett
and me
as
are
well.
the two most underrated centre backs in the league. I'd say Bolly and me are both of them are so underrated because Tarkovsky and Cody get all the applause, like kind of praise from outside people from Burnley and Wolves. But without me, Tarkovsky's not the same player, and without Bolly, Cody isn't either.
No.
Like they're both so important.
I think the thing is though, it's like Cody had an awful game on Saturday, as bad as I've ever seen him play for Wolves. But Wolves fans are a weird breed of fans where we love to jump on certain players' back, and I feel like Cody has had so much more brilliant games for Wolves than he has bad.
Yeah.
But I think when he has a bad game, he gets so like exposed. You know what I mean? More than like Neves does. Neves has had a poor start to this season, hasn't he?
I
He
thought he
scored
was
a good
poor
goal
against us.
United.
I took him out of my
World
fantasy team.
He scored a good goal against United, but that's literally all he's done.
Yeah, I thought he was poor against us.
I thought he was going to step up this season, but no one says anything because
He's never.
I still
where were
do
you
think
when we
there's
were
a world class potential player in him.
Yeah.
I hate-
I
think he'll achieve it.
I
as well.
hate it.
I think
I
he
hate it when fans do that when they say "Where were you in the League One days" and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that's.
I was there, mate.
Oh, well, yeah, we were there.
But like, yeah, it's kind of like if Burnley ever have a bad run, it's "Where were you in the '80s?" It's like it doesn't mean I can't moan about now. All problems are relative. Like it's ridiculous.
We need to come up with a winner before we go for the
Right, I'm
break.
gonna
Are we
go-
having a
I'm
mutual winner or a winner each?
Winner each.
We'll
I'll
go
say.
each.
I think I'm going to have to stick with Liverpool. I think they're going to.
I'll go with
back to
Liverpool.
back.
I'll back
think
you on
so.
that one. Liverpool, yeah.
Do you think they've got that depth?
I think you look at players like Origi stepped up last year and were fantastic anyway, even when they were called upon.
Well, they didn't have Firmino or
Yeah.
Salah in that 4-0 game. Was it both
Yeah.
of them not in? Because Shaqiri was playing, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You forget about him.
I don't think their backup's amazing, but I just think Klopp brings out the best out of everyone.
Yeah, he does.
So I can just see
They've got
them lifting and just doing it again.
So
That's
you're
what
going for Liverpool.
I'm going for Liverpool.
I'm going
yeah,
for
mate.
Liverpool as well.
Unfortunately,
I
that
was
is.
I was really torn on Liverpool, Juve, Barca, and City, but I think it'll be Liverpool. And I think Atletico could be up there as well. It's a tough
I
one.
think it's
though.
open. It's
It's
very,
very
open.
open.
Yeah.
Very open.
I mean, who are you saying?
I'm saying City.
Oh yeah.
Who are you
Just
going
feel
for?
like they've got enough time to get the players back.
I really don't know. It is between Liverpool and City. I want to say
think-
Dortmund. I want to just go. I want to be that guy who
Yeah.
just
Be
goes
that
for the
guy.
shock one.
Yeah. They could
Atletico
definitely
or
have,
Juventus.
they could
maybe?
definitely have like
Atletico,
an Ajax run this year.
Atletico.
Could be Dortmund.
Yeah.
I just can't see Juventus this year.
Yeah, I
I
get what
want
you
to see
mean.
it. I just can't see it. Can't see PSG.
No,
Can't
not a
see
chance.
Madrid. Can't even see Barca.
Depends on Barca if Messi really steps up, but they've still got that manager in that's not been that great for them in the Champions League. So I can't see it. If they should have won it last year, Barca should have.
I'm gonna go Dortmund. Just because it's different.
Yeah,
just because it's different.
Yeah.
Good last night, to be fair, apparently, yeah.
Yeah, let's go Dortmund. Completely out of the favourites.
Yeah.
But let's see how they go.
2 Liverpools, 1 City, 1 Dortmund.
Yeah. And there goes the final whistle. If you want to have your say, email us on talkballpodcast@gmail.com or follow our Facebook page and join our community. For daily football content, follow our Instagram page @talkballuk. And don't forget to subscribe on whatever platform you're listening on. If you crave even more football chat, subscribe to us on YouTube for some additional football content. And big thank you to our guests Harry and Jake for coming on. I always forget to thank our guests. I wrote it in just so I don't forget.
Thanks for having us on.
Really enjoyed it.
And we'll see you in the next one.